Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joy. I am back, you all, with another video. So I hope that I have the title right. It might say why, it's supposed to say how. But today I have a special topic, you guys. I want to talk about how toxic parents set you up for toxic partners by teaching you certain things. Um, a lot of us who have dealt with narcissistic abuse have probably had maybe dysfunctional childhoods or dysfunctional previous relationships, or maybe our parents were narcissistic or just toxic in general. And it kind of set the tone up for you to kind of accept that kind of behavior from your partners, or it was probably familiar to you to maybe have, a toxic situation or something that was unhealthy, something that could have been negative or harmful to you. So I just wanted to share this video. And also, it's not to say because you've like some people have good childhoods and still end up attracting a narcissist. This could just be because of your nature. Like maybe you're an empath. You could be an HSP, highly sensitive person, very caring, loving individual. So that could lead you to be a magnet to attract a narcissist or unhealthy or a toxic person. So just a heads up in that regards. And before I do get into the topic, I just wanted to say my name is Joy. I help people overcome narcissistic abuse. I am 31 years old. All right. And, for those of you that are wondering why did I start Live Narc Free or how did I start it? Basically, I've dealt with narcissists since 2010. My aunt that I used to live with for 5 years in Los Angeles, she was a narcissist. She did abuse me mentally, emotionally, psychologically, in all aspects, not physically, thank God. She never hit me, but she definitely left a huge impact on me. I also met a male narc online through Twitter who I dated him, or I had a connection with him for 4 years. Later on, I went to meet a borderline who I met at work. So I dealt with him for 4 months. Thank God it wasn't too long. So I stopped dealing with all of them. Well, my aunt, it was in 2015. The guy was in 2014. And then I started to make a YouTube channel where I shared my experiences about what happened to me while living with a narc and while dating one. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. I also, since 2016, I have been helping people overcome narcissistic abuse with my coaching sessions, my video audio courses, just advice that I give here just through videos. I'm about to say, is that my dad pulling up? He always comes like on a Sunday. But anyway, you guys, yeah, so that's pretty much my story, just in case of those of you that are wondering. I would say, because I always have a lot of people that ask me, it took me roughly 2.5 years to completely fully heal, I'd say. It was a lot. I dealt with a lot of, like, I isolated myself. It was a lot of guilt, a lot of regrets, a lot of remorse, a lot of embarrassment that I felt. Still, I'm not. I would say I have healed, but every now and then I do have flashbacks. I know that is a part of PTSD. You may have nightmares and dreams and different kind of things that remind you of what happened to you. You definitely experience that. I'm actually going to make a video about the trauma effects of narcissistic abuse. I think you guys would really enjoy that. But yeah, you guys, every now and then I do have my moments. I also notice too, like, I'm so sensitive that I notice like not any little thing, but every now and then I can get like, if I hear like a loud noise or I see something I'm not expecting to see, I'll like jump a little bit. I don't know if any of you guys have that same experience. It's so crazy, but I think it's just the effects of what has happened to you. But anyway, you guys, enough of that. I'm just going to go ahead and get into the topic. So, first of all, I did want to say, make sure if you guys haven't, cop your Live Narc Free t-shirt. That information is below. All right, let's get into it. So, you guys, how toxic parents can set you up for toxic partners. All right. So, first off, they teach you things. Your toxic parents, they will teach you that your feelings don't matter. All right, I know my aunt that was a narcissist who was my caregiver for 5 years. Because the reason why I was even living with her, I'll give you guys a little backstory, was because God rest his soul, but my brother, he actually got killed. I'm a native of Delaware, so I ended up moving from Delaware to California. And when my family, we all experienced that tragedy, my dad told me that I was either going to live in Rockford, Illinois, which is where I'm at now, or he said I can go and live with my aunt in California. And, at the time I was 17 years old. Who doesn't want to go to California? So I chose California because I'd never been there. And I always thought, like, wow, California would be a nice place to go. So I ended up choosing California. And, I was living with my aunt. And I would say in the beginning, I felt like, I was the golden child. I think she was more so grooming me, trying to get me comfortable, to let my guards down. I don't think she wanted to show me who she really was at first, because it probably would have scared me, or it probably would have made me move away. And I don't think I ever shared this, but I was really close to moving back to Delaware. I think it was within like the first or the second year I was in California. I was close to moving back because I wasn't liking it. Where we were staying at in particular, it was a very suburb area. It wasn't like the city. We lived like in Orange County for the first 5 years, and then I ended up moving to Long Beach and then going off to live into the actual city in LA, which I prefer Long Beach. But yeah, everything was kind of far away. At the time I was so young, I didn't drive, so I didn't have my license as of yet. But yeah, for some way, she ended up convincing me to stay because she started to take me out more. We would travel to Vegas and we go out and eat a lot at restaurants. And I became the golden child out of nowhere. And then, within like a year, probably like the 2.5 year mark, going into the third year, that's when I started to see the real her, which I started to notice the abuse was coming into play. But anyway, your toxic parent will teach you that your feelings don't matter. So, if you're not having a good day, or maybe you're having a relationship problem, or maybe you're having an issue at work, maybe you want to come and talk to your mom or your dad or your aunt or uncle, they may invalidate your feelings. They may say like, oh, well, how you feel doesn't matter. Don't feel that way. I remember my aunt used to tell me not to feel that way, or don't worry about it, or just let it go. Or, she wouldn't really try to hear me out and what I was feeling, so that's very not healthy. All right. Next thing is they teach you have to work every day to earn love. You always start from zero. So basically saying like you have to work to earn love. And it's like, that's not true, because it's like, who are you trying to earn love from? And who's to say that person, who is that person that you're dealing with that you have to earn their love? No, it should just be given freely. Like if it's genuine, if it's meant to be, if it's supposed to happen that way, it should be given. If that person wants to give you love, then you accept it, or vice versa. It's like you shouldn't have to earn anybody's love. Like, no, you're not supposed to be doing anything drastic or creative to get someone to love you. Like, no, that's ridiculous. All right, the next thing is, this is really sad too to say, but they teach you that you're not deserving of unconditional love. Like a person just couldn't love you just because of you, like it's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? They teach you that, it has to be conditional. Like it has to be based off of like what you have, what you own, or what you do. It's never just out of the kindness of a person's heart, like the genuine love. Like it has to be conditional. Like you have to, let's say for instance, they'll probably teach you like you have to marry someone because of their money, or marry someone because of what they own or what they do for work, or you know what I mean? It's never because of their personality, or you really like like that they care for children, or you like that they're so kind or courteous or whatever. You guys know what I mean? So your toxic parent will set you up for a toxic partner, like because unknowingly you'll go after someone just because of what they look like, or what kind of car they have, or what they can provide for you. It's never because they're a good person, and that's really sad. But yeah. The next thing is they teach you that you are and what you do is not good enough, and you always have more to do. And I remember I actually experienced this with my aunt narc and the male that I was dealing with, the male narc. I remember both of them, they used to, like, whenever I come up with like ideas or I had goals and visions and things that I would think about, and I used to kind of daydream a lot. I'm a Pisces rising, so they call us the dreamers of the zodiacs. But I would share that with my aunt. I would share it with the guy I was dealing with, and both of them, they would always shoot it down, saying like, "No, that's not a good idea. I don't think you should go for it." Just kind of pushing it up to the side or not validating it at all. And even if I did do something, like let's say I got my driver's license, or let's say I passed the test, or I moved into a new apartment, or I traveled somewhere, like an accomplishment or whatever, it was never good. Like they would always be like, "Oh, well, you have to do more," or you like don't celebrate, like try to get something else, or that's not, not a big deal. Like, okay, what else? You know what I mean? So it's like they're teaching you to never be satisfied. So like you will never be happy. Like, isn't that sad? Or and if you had like a creative idea, like let's say you wanted to be a model or something, and let's say your aunt narc says, like this actually happened to me. Like I remember I wasn't taking it serious. I was just like doing it because it was something that helped me to gain my confidence back after dealing with the male narc. And this was before I had cut my aunt off, but I was like talking to her. I remember we had this family occasion. I think it was like Thanksgiving or something like that. And we went to my other aunt's house, and she lived in LA, like the city LA. And so I remember I was like sitting next to my aunt that was a narc, and I was just talking to her. I was like, "Hey, aunt," I was like, I think that I want to start modeling. I think it'd be cool. Not saying that it's going to be a career, but it's just something I'm going to do for fun. And she just looked right at me, and she was like, "I don't think that's a good idea," with a straight face, and was serious. And so like how that really like killed my dream, or I didn't let it, but it's just like if I was, naive, or if I didn't have my own mind, or if I was totally dependent on her opinion, I would have listened to her, and I wouldn't even pursue what I was gonna try out to do, or set out to do, I mean to say. Now, if you guys go and look at my Instagram, my personal Instagram, which is Joy Larkin 12, you guys can see like the modeling pictures that I had, and they look pretty good. I'm not like gassing myself up, but I'm just like, if I would have listened to my aunt narc, then it's like I wouldn't even have tried. And that's exactly what they try to do. Like they don't want you to feel like you're good enough, that you can actually do what you're setting out to do, or even like with my male narc, same thing. I remember I have ideas of like, working from home, or working through like other online companies, and he would be like, "Oh, are you sure? I don't think that's a good idea. It's not going to succeed, or it might be a scam," and all that kind of stuff. So bringing and putting those negative self belief, those negative beliefs in my head, and doubt, and not wanting me to move forward with it, basically. Like you saying like, no, don't do it, basically. Like it's totally negative. It's like, it's sad, like basically saying you're not good enough to do that. Why would you do that? It's really, it's crazy. All right. The next thing is how toxic parents set you up for toxic partners. They teach you that being blamed, shamed, neglected, and ignored is normal. And this is so sad to read. Like sometimes when I read this stuff, like I'm trying to read what I wrote, but it's just so heartbreaking to just talk about it. It's just like, I can't believe that a parent would do this to their child. Like leave a comment, you guys, if you had a narcissistic parent. I know it's really, really, really sad, because you grow up around these people, and they're teaching you like this is the way your relationships are supposed to be, this is how you're supposed to function. And it's like, no, it's not. It's really sad. And it's like you're devastated once you realize like this is how they kind of set you up to be abused, basically. Unless you get that knowledge and an understanding of like, no, this is not the right way. I need to relearn this stuff. I need to reprogram myself. I need to get help. I need to fix this. I need to fix myself. And then I could be ready to attract a healthier partner, and I need to distance myself from this toxic parent or narcissistic parent, And it may hurt. I may feel guilty. I may not want to do it, but I have to do it for my sanity. I have to do it for my future. You know what I mean? So yeah. Um, but yeah, it's never okay to be neglected, ignored, and blamed for stuff. That's not normal. But that unfortunately is what the toxic parent will teach you. And I'm sorry if you are going through that. Um, I'm trying to let me get a drink of water, you guys. I've been talking a lot. Before I came on here, I did an interview where it was like, I told you guys I'm doing a podcast. Me and the guy, we did one earlier. I'm going to be posting it. But we were just kind of sharing our stories about how our mental journey has been. So be on the lookout for that, you guys. Woo, that's a lot of water. All right, you guys. So the next thing is your toxic parent will teach you is you cannot expect to be liked, valued, let alone cherished. And again, this is really, it just makes my stomach cringe when I think of it. It's just like, I can't believe that they would teach their child this, or, they're setting you up for this because they don't value you, you're narcissistic or toxic parent, and it's sad. But they're teaching you that you can't be liked, you won't be valued, and you won't be cherished by anybody, partner, friend, whatever relationship. They also teach you that, you live in an unsafe, unpredictable world where you have cause to be fearful. A lot of parents do this, whether they're narcissistic, toxic, but I think some parents, they do this because I guess maybe they're trying to teach their children, like, to not feel disappointed or something like that. But I think it's not really healthy. I think it's good to, at least try to let them know that there is a God out there and you can put your trust in God, your faith in God, and you don't have to live in fear. I think a lot of people in the world live in fear. I get it because of everything that's going on in the world. The media, TV programs you to live in fear, but it's just not, I don't think you should live that way, but that unfortunately is how some narcissistic parents teach you to live, or toxic parents teach you to feel unsafe, like, to live in, like, make your decisions based off of fear. And it's really sad. It really is. The next thing is that they teach you to never feel free from attack and learn to walk on eggshells. They teach you to walk on eggshells, which is crazy. The next thing is like they teach you to gratify other people's sense of self, but your happiness doesn't matter. Like, you're last, like, always put other people before you. You're never important. I don't know if you guys experienced that. Let me know. Another thing is the trust you place in people. The love will always leave you disappointed. That is like, I mean, I get that you have life experiences like that, but that's not always the case. Like, everybody is not out to hurt you. So always be mindful. Again, you are what you attract. That's what I'm starting to realize. Or it's like, if you still have lessons to learn, then you're going to maybe attract a narcissist or a toxic person to help you to learn that lesson once and for all. And then you can go on to meet someone that's better for you. All right. That makes sense. But going back to the putting other people's happiness before your own, like, they teach you to cater to other people. And I remember one time, my aunt, I think it was my uncle, he was from Colorado. He came to visit us in California. And I remember when he came, they was like, "Oh, Joy, why don't you go to visit your other aunts? Why don't you spend the night over there because your uncle is coming over?" And so I mean, or I think they was saying like, "Oh, why don't you sleep on the couch or something like that?" And they was like, "He could sleep in your room." And I'm thinking like, well, why do I have to sleep on the couch? So in a sense, they were basically saying like, well, he comes before you, like, he's more important than you. That's what they were essentially kind of teaching me. But that's not the case. It's just because they was trying to, I don't know, make him feel more comfortable or whatever. But it plants those kind of seeds in your mind, like, you're not good enough, like, this person is more important than you. So that's what they're teaching you, if that makes sense. And again, with the whole, when you put your trust and love in people, you'll be disappointed. It's like not everybody is going to disappoint you, or nobody's perfect. Don't get me wrong, but not everybody is going to maybe hurt you, break your heart. It just takes time. You got to heal. That's the whole key. You have to heal. The next thing is toxic parents teach you that family is not a safe environment. I know that's exactly what I learned when I was around my aunt that was a narcissist. I didn't feel safe at all. I knew that she was essentially bullying me, trying to make me feel bad, trying to kill the aspirations and the dreams that I had based off of what she felt like she didn't accomplish, and she was trying to live her life through me, and I wasn't with that, and so that made her upset. you know so she definitely did teach me that. And last but not least, you are a constant disappointment, and that is not okay to be you. A lot of toxic parents, they teach their children this. So that was very hard to read that because I really felt that. So I hope that this was helpful. If any of you guys are going through that, and you need help with getting over toxic relationships, narcissistic relationships, please feel free to reach out to me. I love to work with you guys one-on-one. You can definitely take a look at the services that I do provide and how we can work with each other. Or if you guys prefer the do it for yourself or do it by yourself, I definitely have courses where you guys can take a look at and see what will best fit you. I am going to be coming out with some more courses as well as support sessions, packages. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And I'd love to know what you guys think of this video. Please let me know like what you learned from this, what was helpful, what was insightful for you. I love to hear you guys' feedback. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. Make sure that if you guys view this, like, share, and subscribe. If you guys would like to donate to the Live Narc Free Ministries, that is available as well. And I want to say thank you to those of you that have already done it. It really does mean the world, you guys. Yeah, you guys have a great day. Don't forget to get your Live Narc Free t-shirt. Support mental health awareness if you haven't gotten it already. And just so you guys know, up until the 31st of July, if you do purchase a t-shirt, you will get free shipping off of your purchase. Not only do I have t-shirts, but I have I think it's home decor items, and I have other accessories. So check it out, you guys. But other than that, you guys have a great day. Take care and stay Live Narc Free. All right. And yeah, have a good one, you guys.